Listen to me. When a man truly wants you, he might not always say it directly, but trust me, he shows it. And sometimes he slips up and says things that tell you exactly where his heart is. A real man has a different tone, a different energy, a different intention. You just got to know how to listen. So let me break this down for you. These aren't just phrases. These are signals, little windows into how deeply he sees you in his life. 1, did you get home safe? When a man is checking on your safety, he's checking on your place in his life. He ain't texting every woman that. That's him saying, I'm responsible for you even when I'm not around. A man who wants you cares about your well-being mentally, physically, emotionally. And he'll show you consistently, not just when it's convenient. When a man asks, did you get home safe? It might sound like a simple message, something small, something casual. But trust me, it reveals more about his heart than you think. Because a man who doesn't care isn't checking on anything. He's not concerned about where you went, how you got back, what time you reached, or if you reached at all. But the man who wants you, he can't rest until he knows you're okay. That's his love showing up in the most practical, real grown men way. Men aren't always poetic, they aren't always expressive, but they are protective. And when a man wants you, that instinct kicks in strong. See, women often look for big gestures, long paragraphs, grand confessions. But men show interest through tiny moments that reveal their priorities. That one test, did you get home safe? Is really him saying, I care about what happens to you when you're not in front of me. And that's important because anybody can act sweet when you're right there beside them. Anybody can smile, talk nice, pretend. But a man's real intentions show up after he leaves. When he's alone, when no one's watching, when he has nothing to gain. And even then, he thinks of you. Even then, you matter. Even then, he checks in. What women don't realize is that men are wired differently. Most men don't chase drama. They don't chase emotional complexity. They pay attention to the things that make them feel responsible. And they naturally gravitate toward people who activate their protective side. When a man sends that message, he's telling you, I want to be the one who looks out for you. He may not say it directly, but it's embedded in his behavior. He's not just curious, he's concerned. He's not just thinking of you, he's prioritizing you. And listen carefully. A man doesn't monitor what he doesn't value. If you were just another person in his life, your safety wouldn't be a thought in his mind. He wouldn't be pacing mentally, wondering if you reached home. Okay, imagine it. You stepping inside your place, locking the door, settling in. Only a man who wants you creates a habit of checking in, checking up, and checking that you're secure. That's how men communicate affection without saying the word affection. That's how they express attachment without admitting they're attached. That's how they reveal interest without making a big emotional speech. A man who wants you will always try to make sure you're out of harm's way, even if the world doesn't see him doing it. He could be busy, tired, overwhelmed, but he will still take a moment to ask about your safety. That's not routine. That's care. That's not politeness. That's priority. And that's why you should never overlook the small things. Those tiny questions reveal the whole story. They show what his heart is doing silently. And here's the truth most people don't say out loud. When a man truly wants a woman, worry becomes natural. It's not clingy. It's not controlling. It's relational. He forms a connection in his mind. And that connection makes him invested in how you move, where you go, and whether you're okay. It becomes his job in his own eyes. Even before he said anything officially. Even before he introduces you as someone important. Even before you both define what you are. His instinct shows up first, his words come later. So the next time he asks, did you get home safe? Understand that he's not just asking a question. He's revealing a piece of how he feels. He's telling you he's thinking about you long after the conversation ended. He's reminding you he sees you as someone worth protecting. It's care disguised as a casual message. It's affection hidden in concern. It's a man saying, without saying it, you matter to me. Let me know if you need anything. Now listen, men don't offer help to everybody. If he's offering support without you asking, that's him placing himself in your world. That's him saying, I'm here. I want to be the one you call. Men express love through responsibility. When he wants you, he tries to become useful in your life. When a man says, let me know if you need anything, it might seem casual, almost routine, but trust me, that little phrase carries a lot of weight. Because here's the thing, men don't just offer help to everybody. They don't hand themselves out for free, emotionally or practically. A man who says this to you is trying to place himself in your life in a way that most people won't even notice. It's not about the words themselves, it's about the intention behind them. He's saying, I want to be the one you turn to. I want to be someone you can rely on. And that is huge. That is a window into his heart. You see, women often wait for big gestures, flowers, fancy dinners, extravagant displays, but men communicate differently. Men show their interest through actions, and sometimes through small words that are backed up by bigger intention. When he says, let me know if you need anything, he's signaling that he wants to be useful in your life, that he wants to play a role in your daily existence, even in ways that might go unnoticed by others. He's trying to insert himself in your world, to make himself indispensable, not out of obligation, but out of genuine care. And a man who does that consistently is telling you something powerful without ever having to spell it out. Most women underestimate how much a man's desire to help is tied to his emotion. Men aren't always verbal about love or attraction. They don't always sit down and explain how much they care. But when a man wants you, he looks for opportunities to make your life easier. He notices the small struggles, the little inconveniences, the moment when you might need a hand or a voice of support. And he steps in. He doesn't do it for recognition. He doesn't do it to impress others. He does it because he wants you to know that you are not alone, that someone sees you and that someone cares enough to act. And this isn't about grandiosity. It's subtle. It's in the little things, the late night text asking if you need a ride, the offer to grab groceries for you when he's in town, the quick check-in to see if you manage that stressful errand. That is how men who truly want you operate. They don't just talk about commitment, they show up in practical, tangible ways. And over time, those small gestures accumulate, building trust, connection, and the foundation for something real. Women often misread these signals because they seem minor or everyday. But the truth is, these everyday gestures are loaded with meaning. They indicate investment, they indicate thought, they indicate priority. Because let's be honest, men only make themselves available for people who matter to them. Men only offer help freely when there's a personal stake in the relationship. So when he says, let me know if you need anything, it's not empty, it's not casual. It's a declaration disguised as simplicity. He is showing up without being asked. He is offering himself without a condition. He is trying to make a space in your life that only he can occupy. And here's the real kicker. This phrase also demonstrates patience and respect. A man who says this isn't trying to rush you or pressure you. He's giving you agency while also making it clear he's there if you need him. That balance is rare. That balance is powerful. That balance says, I want to be a part of your life, but I respect your independence. I'm here for you, but I won't force myself on you. When a man combines care with respect like this, it's a sign that he's serious. It's a sign that he sees a future where he's involved in your life, and he's willing to prove it through small, consistent acts. That phrase, let me know if you need anything, is a quiet way of saying, I got you, I want you, I'm here. When can I see you? This one right here is obvious but powerful. If he wants you, he wants time with you. Not just late night calls, not just random texts. Real intentional time. A man prioritizes what he values. If he keeps showing up, making plans, fitting you into his schedule, he's telling you, you're important to me. When a man asks, when can I see you? It might seem like a simple question, something casual, almost routine, but that question carries more weight than most people realize. Because a man doesn't ask this of just anyone. He doesn't ask it to be polite. He doesn't ask it to make conversation. And he certainly doesn't ask it without thought. When a man asks you when he can see you, he's revealing his priorities, showing you how important you are in his life. He's telling you, without saying it outright, that he wants your presence, that he values your time, and that he wants to invest in moments with you. That question is a signal, a declaration disguised as curiosity. Most women underestimate how significant this is. You see, men measure their interest differently. Women often look for emotional words, grand gestures, declarations of love. But men show up through time, through effort, through intentional presence. A man who wants to see you will find ways to make it happen. He will move his schedule. He will create space. And he will prioritize your time as if it matters because to him it does. That question is not just about a casual meetup. It's about signaling that you are worth his time, that your company matters more than his comfort or convenience at that moment. It's not about control or obligation. It's about desire and intention. When a man genuinely wants you, he doesn't just want to talk to you over the phone or exchange messages. He wants to experience your energy in real life, to be near you, to share laughter, moments, and even silence. He wants to see how you move, how you interact with the world, how you smile, and how you react when life happens around you. That simple question, when can I see you, is really him saying, I want to be part of your reality. I want to exist in your world in a tangible way. And here's the truth most people miss. Time is the most valuable currency a man has. Men do not give their time lightly. If a man continually asks when he can see you, rearranges plans to fit you in, or checks his schedule to ensure he can be present, he is signaling something deeper than interest. He is signaling priority. He is showing you that your presence, your laughter, your conversation, and your essence matter to him enough to make time in a life that is already full. That level of intentionality is rare, and it speaks volumes about his level of commitment and desire. A man who wants you will consistently ask, not once, not twice, but repeatedly, because desire isn't a one-time thing. It's ongoing, it's persistent, it's demonstrated through actions over time. He will ask, he will plan, he will show up, not because he's trying to impress, but because he wants connection. He wants to invest in your presence. He wants to be part of your moments, both big and small. And he wants to make memories that matter. That simple question is loaded with meaning. It's a combination of patience, curiosity, care, and genuine interest. And this isn't about forcing closeness or rushing anything. A man who genuinely asks to see you respects your space, your independence, and your choice. He doesn't demand, he requests. He doesn't manipulate, he asks. That balance is powerful because it shows intention without pressure, desire without control. It's a way of showing that he wants a relationship, a connection, an emotional investment without trampling over your boundaries. That question is a quiet declaration. He wants to be with you. He values your presence, and he's willing to put in the effort to make it happen. 4, I was thinking about you. Men don't like admitting this, but when he lets that slip, oh, he's gone. That means you've entered his thoughts in the middle of his day, his routine, his grind. When a man wants you, you become a part of his mental space. He starts imagining you in his future without even trying. When a man says, I was thinking about you, it might seem like a simple comment, something casual tossed in a conversation, but don't underestimate it, because that phrase carries more meaning than most people realize. A man doesn't just think about every woman he meets. He doesn't wander mentally to people who don't matter. When a man says he was thinking about you, it means you've entered his mind in a space reserved for people who are important to him, for people he genuinely wants in his life. That thought, unprovoked and spontaneous, is a sign of emotional investment. It's a signal that he values you and that you occupy a space in his thoughts that others rarely reach. See, men don't always verbalize their feelings. They often show them in actions rather than in words. But occasionally, a man will reveal his emotions subtly. And that phrase, I was thinking about you, is one of those moments. It's not about flattery. It's not about manipulation. It's about letting you know that in the middle of his day, in the midst of his responsibilities, he paused and allowed himself to think about you. That means you are present in his mind, even when you are not physically there. That's significant. That's powerful. That's desire in its quiet, understated form. Women often underestimate how rare and valuable this is. Men are usually busy with work, responsibilities, and life's demands. Their thoughts are consumed with practical matters, bills, deadlines, challenges. But when a man lets slip that he's thinking about you, it indicates that you are disrupting his routine in the best way possible. You are present in a mental space that he usually reserves for things that demand attention or matter deeply to him. That is no small thing. That is a man saying, without really saying it, that he cares, that he values you, that he sees you in his present and imagines you in his future. And here's something most people miss. A man who consistently tells you he's thinking about you is not just expressing fleeting interest. He is showing that you matter to him over time. Thoughts are not controlled easily. If someone lingers in your mind, it's because they occupy a position of importance in your emotional landscape. When a man shares that with you, it's a glimpse into his heart. It's an admission that you are becoming more than a passing presence. You are becoming someone he desires, someone he considers, someone he cherishes. This phrase also speaks to intimacy, the kind that doesn't require a physical presence. Emotional connection is built in these small moments, in these thoughts that are shared. When he says, I was thinking about you, he is reaching across distance and time to make a connection, to let you know you are on his mind, to let you know that you are not just part of his life, but part of his awareness. It's subtle, but it's meaningful. A man who truly wants you will find ways to show you this consistently. It's not a one-off line. It's part of a pattern. He will remember small details, recall conversations, check in about things you mentioned, and allow you to see that. His thoughts include you naturally. That's investment. That's desire. That's a man letting you know in a quiet, understated way that you matter, that he cares, and that he is thinking about a future where you are a significant part of his life. 5, I want to make sure you're okay. This is deeper than the first one. This means he's paying attention to your emotions. A man who wants you tries to protect your heart. He may not have the perfect words, but he'll try. He'll show up when you're sad. He'll check on you when you seem off. That's emotional investment. And men don't invest emotionally unless they're serious. When a man says, I want to make sure you're okay, it might seem like a simple, almost casual question, but don't let that simplicity fool you. There's a depth to that phrase that many people overlook. Most men don't check in on someone else's emotional state without a reason. Men aren't naturally wired to ask how you're feeling unless they genuinely care. When a man expresses this concern, it's not about politeness. It's about attachment. He's signaling that your emotional well-being matters to him, that your feelings are important, and that he's invested in more than just casual interaction. That question, small as it seems, carries the weight of care, protection, and desire. Women often underestimate this because they are used to grand gestures, dramatic declarations, and attention that is loud and obvious. But men, real men, often show their feelings quietly through their actions and subtle words. When a man asks if you're okay, he is showing emotional intelligence. He is demonstrating empathy, and he is trying to connect with your inner world. He wants to understand how you feel, not just what you do. He wants to know what's going on in your life beyond the surface because he cares about your happiness, your peace of mind, and the state of your heart. That is no small thing. That is a man signaling that you are important to him on a deeper level than most people ever reach. It's also a sign of protection. Men who genuinely want a woman naturally want to shield her from unnecessary pain, stress, and hurt. That question, I want to make sure you're okay, is really a statement of intent. It's saying, I am aware of your struggles. I want to help. I want to be here for you in ways that matter. He may not always have the perfect words, the perfect solution, or the perfect plan, but he is making the effort, and that effort speaks volumes. A man who is willing to check on your emotional state is a man who is beginning to emotionally invest in you, whether you realize it or not. Most people don't realize how rare this level of attentiveness is. It's not something you see every day. And it's not something most men offer casually. A man who wants you will notice subtle changes in your mood, in your behavior, in your tone of voice. He will reach out when he senses something is off, even if you haven't said a word. He will pay attention to what you don't say, and he will try to fill in the gaps with care and concern. That level of observation and concern is a signal that he sees you as more than just a casual presence in his life. He sees you as someone worth protecting, worth understanding, and worth investing in emotionally. This phrase also shows patience and attentiveness. A man who genuinely wants you is willing to listen, to wait, and to support without rushing or forcing outcomes. He doesn't demand responses or control your emotions. Instead, he creates a space where you feel safe to share, safe to express, and safe to be yourself. That's powerful because it demonstrates respect, maturity, and real desire. He is showing you that your emotional state matters to him and that he is willing to step up to ensure that you feel supported, valued, and heard. When a man consistently asks, I want to make sure you're okay, it is a sign of ongoing commitment. It shows that he is invested not only in your present, but in your peace of mind. He wants to be there for you through the ups and downs, the highs and lows, the struggles and victories. That question is not casual. It's a window into his heart, a subtle but undeniable declaration that he wants to be part of your life in a meaningful way, that he cares about your happiness, and that he sees a future where he plays a role in supporting you. Say, I got you. Now this right here, this is a man claiming a position. He's telling you, you don't have to do it alone. I'm stepping up. When a man says, I got you, he's offering security. That is a man who wants to be your partner, not your option. That phrase is a promise. And real men don't promise what they don't intend to keep. When a man says, I got you, it might sound like a casual, offhand phrase, some tossed into conversation without much thought, but don't be fooled. Those three simple words carry enormous weight. When a man truly wants a woman, I got you is a declaration of promise and a commitment all rolled into one. It's not about boasting. It's not about impressing. And it's not about controlling. It's about claiming a position in your life and showing you through words and actions that you are not alone. It's a man saying without hesitation or doubt that he is willing to stand by your side. He is willing to support you, and that he is willing to invest himself in your well-being. Most women underestimate how powerful this is because society has conditioned us to look for grand gestures. Men, however, often show their intentions through consistency, protection, and reliability. When a man says, I got you, he is letting you know that he is aware of your struggles, aware of your challenges, and aware of the pressures you face. He is choosing to be present, to shoulder some of that burden, and to make himself someone you can depend on. This phrase isn't casual. It's a signal that he wants to play a significant role in your life, a role that is supportive, protective, and committed. Think about it. Anyone can say, I got you once or twice, but a man who truly wants you demonstrates it repeatedly. He shows up when it matters, he acts when it counts, and he consistently proves that his words have weight. I got you is more than a promise. It's a behavioral contract. It's him signaling that he sees your value, that he respects your needs, and that he wants to make your life a little easier, a little safer, and a lot more supported. Men don't hand themselves out for free, emotionally or practically, and when he offers that, he's telling you without a doubt that you are someone special to him. There's also a deeper emotional layer to this phrase. A man who says, I got you isn't just offering to help physically or materially, he's offering emotional security. He's signaling that he is invested in your peace of mind, in your stability, and in your happiness. He's creating a space where you can rely on him, where you can feel safe, and where you can trust that he will be there when life gets difficult. That level of emotional commitment is rare. And when it comes from a man who wants you, it's one of the clearest signs that he is serious. He isn't just in it for the short term, for the convenience, or for the thrill. He is in it for the long haul. And let's be honest, I got you also shows confidence and responsibility. A man who can say this knows his own worth, knows his own capacity to provide, and knows that he is willing to step up. He is not afraid to claim his role in your life. He is not hesitant or uncertain. He is intentional. That's the kind of man who doesn't just talk about wanting a woman. He acts in ways that make her feel secure, valued, and cherished. That's the difference between casual interest and real commitment. When a man repeatedly demonstrates that he has you, that he supports you, and that he will be there when it counts, it is a clear signal of desire, dedication, and emotional investment. Those three words, simple as they seem, reveal more about his heart than any long speech ever could. I got you is a promise of partnership, a declaration of presence, and a statement that he sees a future where he is by your side, not just in words, but in every action that matters. It is the language of a man who is serious, committed, and deeply invested in you.